What's up? Hello. I'm in the living room. I'm not in front of my set because I just want to. I just want to film in here. I don't know. It's more comfortable and I'm bored with my set. So I'm gonna change it up. Right now we have the cute new pillows, my sparkly curtains, and my comfortable freaking couch. Today I'm coming to you with the creepy story of the Sallie house. If you don't know what the Sallie house is and you've never heard of it, it is a haunted house in Kansas. It was built in the 1800s. It has a backstory. It's not exactly factual that we know of, that anyone knows of. It's kind of more so like this is what everyone says, but is this the case? We don't know. All we can go off of is experiences, and experiences tell a little bit of a different story for the people that lived there in the 90s and the people that currently go and rent for the night or tour it or visit it, investigate it. To me, the experiences people have say otherwise. But first I'm going to tell you the story. So apparently in the 1800s, this doctor owned this house or built this house, and he had an affair. So he got this woman pregnant, and about 6 or 7 years later, the little girl had her appendix rupture. So of course the mistress, the woman, takes her to her dad, says the story, and because he didn't want anyone to know about her, he performed the surgery at home. Well, it failed. She died on the table because things weren't done properly, and the mother was so enraged that she attacked him or something, and he killed her too, and apparently buried them both on the property. So the story is that their angry spirits haunt the home and specifically target men, essentially. We'll get into why I don't think it is a human spirit later, or at least I don't think Sallie is a human spirit later. I personally think Sallie is a demon pretending to be a child. That's my personal opinion. That's my personal opinion. If you know this story and you don't agree with that, that is totally fine. I don't really care. Now the first thing we have to talk about is the couple who moved in 1993, rented the Sallie house in 1993. So when they first move in, everything's all good. They love it. They're so happy. You know how every good haunting story starts. Speaking of which, this house is, if you don't know about the house, it is featured on an episode of A Haunting, which is a really good paranormal reenactment show. I think Ghost Adventures have been there, maybe Ghost Hunters. It's been featured on a lot of TV shows, and it's also been investigated by some really good YouTubers like Sam and Colby did a video there. They went and investigated, and it was really creepy. They had a lot of experiences, including they have this room full of toys for Sallie, and there's an 8-ball in that room, and it went flying down the stairs twice in Sam and Colby's video, and in the Haunted Sides video, Jason and Patrick were walking down the stairs and freaking 8-ball came flying down the stairs. Yeah. Anyway, back to the 1993 story, and then we'll talk about current things that people experience. So anyway, Deborah and Tony Pickman move into this house. They're very happy, whatever. About a month later, little stuff started happening, like little subtle stuff, like no big deal type stuff, okay? Just mild things like the lights dimming, cold spots in the house. The dog would act a little funny, kind of growl. He would act like he was uncomfortable or saw something. And toys and stuff would like go off on their own. You know, typical haunting shit. But then they had a son, and the activity started to pick up a lot. It would get so bad that it would literally keep the baby up crying. And their neighbor had even pointed out, like, hey, your lights in your nursery are on all night. Why are your nursery lights on all night? And they had actually turned the lights off. Something was turning them back on. Strange mold even started to form all over the house, which paranormal, I don't know. Not really. The house was built in the 1800s. I mean, I don't really think that could be considered paranormal, but there are a lot more things that are gonna happen. So then the thing started getting a little more serious, like candles lighting themselves, not good. If men walked near objects, the objects would move or, you know, fly off. Random fires just happening, things literally just catching fire, not good. But then the worst thing was, one day Debbie had organized all the toys in the nursery all on the floor, and they went out somewhere and they came back home and the toys were placed in the middle of the floor forming a circle. That sounds pretty ritual to me. Points to my demon pretending to be a child theory, but the demon hasn't started pretending to be a child at this point. These are just experiences. They haven't even had it investigated or anything yet. So one day they had a really freaking scary day with this damn house, and they decided they were not going to stay there that night. So they're getting ready to leave to go to a family member's house to stay there, and Tony starts feeling burning, like his back starts burning. And so, and I'll insert pictures, he takes his shirt off and he literally had 3 scratches on his back. Tony is the main target in this house. He gets attacked and scratched a lot. Like, I'll show all the pictures or all of his scratches and injuries from this. I'm telling you, it's not a little girl. A little girl spirit would not be doing this. This is a demon pretending to be a child. That's my personal opinion. I think I'm right. So shortly after this attack, the Pickmans contacted a psychic medium because, I mean, hell, you don't know what else to do. They didn't know what to do. I disagree with this medium, but I'm still gonna tell you what she said. She said that Sallie was a little girl. I guess this is where the story came from. She said that Sallie was a little girl and haunted the house to get attention. No. They're like, oh, it's just a little girl, so let's try to like embrace her and make her feel welcome, and which is exactly what a demon would do. Pretend to be a little child, hello Annabelle, and try to get you to accept it, invite it in, make it feel welcome, let it have free reign, give it permission to wreak havoc. Don't you guys watch horror movies? Don't you learn? You haven't learned anything. I guess this is in the 90s, so I don't know how many actual encounters with things like this were out then, so I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. But come on now. But even though they were welcoming and treating this ghost like their little daughter or something, Tony was still getting attacked, okay? He was still getting attacked. He was still getting scratched. He was still being targeted. Even at their son's birthday party, a freaking doll caught on fire. And y'all still think this is a person? This is an entity. But anyways, it seems that Debbie agrees with me because they ended up so done with living in fear in this freaking house that they decided to move out. And she said that she no longer thought that was the case. She thought it was a demon pretending to be a child. Just like, that's my theory too. That's literally what I think too. Because the attacks and the fires and all that shit, that's demonic, okay? That is not a child spirit. I don't care. It's not. It was demonic. It was posing as a child to get them to trust it. But thankfully, they left. So they actually ended up going on an episode of Ghost Adventures to investigate the house, and poor Tony got attacked again. He had like welts on his neck, and someone else got scratched on the arm. The psychic almost passed out, and the words caught on the puck device were scratch, Satan, pain, kept, spirits. Oh, and a teddy bear rolling on its own. So, like I said, there have even been YouTubers. I have literally watched YouTubers' investigations. Sam and Colby, The Haunted Side. In Haunted Side's video, like I said, they were walking down the stairs and that freaking 8-ball came flying down. They were standing upstairs. Patrick was filming something, and this little, I'm not sure what it is, if it's one of those little wicker chests or a little chair or something. It was something, and it fell over. It just literally fell over. He wasn't touching it. He wasn't touching it or anything. It just fell over. In Sam and Colby's video, you know, they do the Estes method. There were some creepy responses on that. The 8-ball came down the stairs twice. The first time they thought they debunked it. They thought they thought Seth kicked it. He did kick it, but not hard enough for it to fly down the stairs. But they ruled it out. They had went downstairs later and they were trying to antagonize the ghost because they said something about if you sing happy birthday to it. So they went and got a cake. There were 4 people there that night. All 4 of them were sitting at that table singing happy birthday with the cake and the candle lit, and they hear a big boom at the bottom of the stairs, and it's the 8-ball. They filmed it being placed earlier that night because they didn't want to have another situation where they didn't know if it was the ghost or them. They placed it down on the flat side in the room, and it was thrown down the stairs. There are reports of hearing someone run around, and when the lady's talking about it, she's like, oh yeah, it's Sallie. Y'all can call it Sallie if you freaking want to. The only picture they have of this little girl was because someone, a psychic or someone, gave a sketch artist the details and they put it together. That, I'm telling you, it is a demon pretending to be a child. The scratches, the fires, the just scaring people, lying, manipulating, that shit is demonic. That is what it is. The Sallie house is, the Sallie house might have spirits in it, but Sallie is not a little girl spirit. I mean, do you guys know the story of Annabelle? When the 2 girls that had the doll, the girl that got the doll as the gift and was living with the 2 girls, then they had a psychic medium or whatever come and read the doll, and they said the same thing. Oh, it's a little girl spirit. She just wants to live in the doll and whatever, and they invited it in the doll, and the whole time it's a damn demon. So it even fooled, both of these things fooled psychics. Like, come on now. Now I will say, I would most definitely go and investigate this house though. I would love to go and investigate it myself, although I do think the Haunted Side and Sam and Colby's investigation, if we're talking about YouTubers specifically, I think those were the 2 best and most interesting investigations that I've seen of the Sallie house. I would love to go there and, you know, stay the night or whatever and investigate myself. I don't know when I will ever go to Kansas, but yeah, I think it's very interesting. But that's my theory on it. What do you think? What do you think it is? If you think it's a regular everyday freaking ghost, you're wrong, but you're free to leave your opinion below. Anyway, this has been a 20-minute video already. I've been rambling. I just think this is really, like, I will watch video after video after video of this, of investigations of this place, because I just think it's so freaking interesting. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it, you know, kind of freaked you out a little, and I hope you agree with me, because if you don't, you're wrong. I'm just kidding. Not really. thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye.